The week Meghan Markle allegedly got blocked from one of the biggest fashion events in Europe was the exact same week Princess Catherine walked through Italy like she owned the century. And that timing destroyed everything. Because this was not just another royal comparison. This was the moment insiders started whispering that Hollywood, fashion elites, and even luxury brands were quietly making a choice. And according to people close to the situation, Meghan did not take it well at all.
I don't know how I would compare this to anything other than, and it feels lazy, but a Diana appearance back in the day. I mean, she really was just so celebrated, and it was such a wonderful response to her.
Meghan Markle, she posted this very weird, sultry video. She's been posting all these videos where she's like rubbing her chest and she's looking real dramatic.
King Charles visited the U.S. to mark the 250th anniversary of American independence from Britain and to seek the release of a British hostage being held by an American terrorist.
She's still, pursuing that nonsensical venture as ever, selling mundane domestic products at astronomically high prices. A candle, yours for $64. Jam. It's not even jam, $14. Never gonna work. It's never gonna work.
What I'd like to mention here is everything with Harry is contrived by the people who are driving him. Now, it's coincidental that it should happen and be published today, the very day that the king goes to Golders Green to meet the very people who were attacked a couple of weeks ago. Tell me that's not control.
1 minute Catherine was stepping into historic Italian streets looking calm, elegant, untouched by the noise around her, and the next minute fashion blogs, celebrity pages, and royal commentators were all talking about the exact same thing. Why does Catherine still feel royal, while Meghan keeps feeling like someone trying to recreate royalty from the outside looking in? And let me tell you what allegedly sent Meghan spiraling behind the scenes. It was not just the crowds. It was not just the headlines. It was the fashion world itself. Because according to multiple whispers floating around celebrity circles, Meghan's team had reportedly been pushing hard for a surprise appearance at a luxury fashion gala connected to several major European designers during the exact same week Catherine dominated Italy headlines. The plan, allegedly, was simple. Arrive glamorous. Steal attention back. Flood social media with expensive couture shots. Reclaim narrative. But suddenly, silence. No invite confirmation, no appearance, nothing. And insiders started noticing something strange. Several luxury fashion accounts that normally repost Meghan content were suddenly flooding timelines with Catherine clips instead. Catherine laughing with children. Catherine speaking Italian. Catherine standing beside cultural leaders in perfectly tailored neutral tones while crowds screamed her name like it was the return of Diana herself.
But I genuinely think that this is the Princess of Wales' most important, most significant trip, not just since she's been Princess of Wales, but since she's been a working royal. This is her comeback. 300 Italian journalists have applied for media accreditation to see the Princess of Wales in Reggio Emilia. That is unheard of. They've had to reduce it down to about 30. They've left lots of people disappointed.
That was the problem. Catherine was not trying too hard. And according to people watching this unfold inside celebrity PR circles, that effortless energy is exactly what Meghan allegedly cannot stand anymore. Because every carefully staged lifestyle video, every dramatic Montecito photo shoot, every expensive branding relaunch suddenly looked artificial next to Catherine casually crouching down to speak fluent Italian with schoolchildren who instantly ran toward her without hesitation. And fashion houses notice authenticity, especially luxury fashion houses. They sell fantasy, yes, but they also sell prestige, stability, legacy, timelessness. Catherine gives them that naturally. Meghan allegedly gives them unpredictability, and that difference became brutally obvious this week. By the third day of Catherine's Italy tour, even American entertainment outlets had started shifting tone. Suddenly, the woman once mocked endlessly online during her illness recovery was being called graceful, disciplined, resilient. Commentators who spent months questioning her disappearance were now praising how she handled pressure without revenge interviews, without podcasts attacking relatives, without leaking emotional breakdowns to tabloids every 5 business days. And somewhere in California, Meghan allegedly saw those headlines stacking one after another while her own projects kept getting mocked online. The jam jokes came back. The candle memes came back. People were reposting clips of her awkward lifestyle videos beside Catherine walking through Italy, looking like she stepped stepped out of an actual royal painting. But then came the moment insiders claimed truly triggered panic inside Meghan's camp. One luxury magazine reportedly prepared a digital feature comparing modern royal elegance, and according to gossip circulating online, Meghan's name was quietly removed from the final shortlist entirely. Removed. Not attacked, not criticized, just excluded. And in Hollywood, exclusion is far more dangerous than criticism, because criticism at least means people still care enough to talk about you. That is the terrifying part, because the energy around Meghan right now allegedly feels different, less powerful, less untouchable, more desperate. Even celebrity stylists have started subtly distancing themselves. Some insiders claim designers are becoming nervous about backlash attached to her image because every public appearance now instantly turns into a global debate about victimhood, branding, and royal obsession. Meanwhile, Catherine simply showed up in Italy wearing elegant fashion without screaming for attention, and accidentally reminded the world why the monarchy protected her position so fiercely for 20 years, and the public reaction became impossible to ignore. Videos of Catherine greeting crowds exploded online. Italian reporters called her magnetic. Older royal commentators started openly comparing her public aura to Princess Diana again. Even people who were never royal watchers suddenly became obsessed with her composure after everything she survived during the cancer controversy and conspiracy madness earlier this year. That emotional connection changed everything, because now Catherine is no longer just William's wife. She is becoming the emotional center of the future monarchy. And allegedly, that realization is exactly what is haunting Meghan behind closed doors. Remember, Meghan and Harry left royal life believing popularity would automatically follow them forever. They believed Hollywood would replace the palace. That celebrity culture would crown them bigger than the institution itself. But 6 years later, Catherine walks into Italy for a few days and completely resets the global conversation without even trying. Because here is the uncomfortable truth nobody inside Meghan's circle allegedly wants to admit out loud anymore. The problem is no longer bad press. The problem is that Catherine keeps accidentally exposing the difference between celebrity attention and real royal presence. And once people see that difference clearly, it becomes almost impossible to unsee it. The fashion world especially understands this better than anyone, because fashion at that level is not really about clothes. It is about symbolism, status, permanence, power without begging for attention. Catherine walked through Italy wearing tailored elegance, soft confidence, and almost no visible desperation for validation. That silence became louder than every Montecito rebrand launched over the last 3 years combined, and insiders claim the fallout behind the scenes became immediate. According to whispers moving through entertainment blogs and royal gossip circles, Meghan allegedly expected at least one major European fashion executive to publicly support her during Catherine's Italy takeover week. Instead, nothing happened. No glowing endorsements, no viral celebrity selfies, no giant couture reveal. It was as if the industry quietly froze her out while everyone watched Catherine dominate headlines organically. That word matters, organically, because the public can now sense when something is forced. They can smell manufactured relevance from miles away. And allegedly, that is exactly what made Meghan's reaction so explosive behind closed doors. Sources claim meetings inside her camp became tense after Catherine's tour clips started outperforming every recent Sussex media rollout online. Even luxury influencers reportedly shifted conversation topics overnight, abandoning Meghan discussions entirely just to analyze Catherine's wardrobe, her body language, her composure, even the way she interacted with elderly women in tiny Italian towns. Meanwhile, Meghan's team allegedly kept trying to redirect focus back toward Hollywood opportunities, lifestyle branding, and media partnerships. But according to one rumor now circulating aggressively online, a major fashion editor privately described Meghan as too controversial for timeless branding. That sentence reportedly spread like wildfire through celebrity PR groups because it captured exactly what luxury brands fear most. Drama ages badly. Royal mystique does not. And then came another detail that allegedly made everything worse. Rumors exploded that Meghan had been hoping to secure a front-row appearance at an upcoming international fashion showcase connected to several elite European labels. But after Catherine's Italy explosion online, insiders claim organizers suddenly became hesitant about turning the event into another Meghan versus Kate media war. Translation? The attention Meghan brings no longer feels glamorous to certain elites. It feels exhausting. That is a catastrophic shift, because for years Meghan survived through narrative power. She stayed relevant by keeping conflict alive, palace betrayal, racism accusations, Hollywood reinvention, media victimhood, family feuds. But Catherine's Italy tour introduced something far more dangerous into public conversation. Calmness, stability, dignity after suffering. And suddenly, Meghan's constant chaos started looking emotionally draining beside it. Even some former Sussex supporters began quietly admitting the comparison looked brutal. And then insiders claim another panic point hit Montecito. Catherine's Italy photos reportedly caused a spike in luxury fashion engagement numbers across Europe. Designers were reposting her looks instantly. Style accounts called her the last true royal fashion icon. And according to online whispers, one brand that previously worked closely with Meghan allegedly pivoted toward trying to build future relationships around Catherine adjacent royal coverage instead. Again, not loud rejection, quiet repositioning. That is how powerful circles move when they decide someone's influence is fading. They do not announce it publicly, they simply stop calling. And somewhere inside all this, Prince Harry allegedly found himself trapped between two completely different worlds again. Because while Meghan reportedly pushed for stronger responses, louder statements, and aggressive media strategy, royal insiders claim William and Catherine responded with absolute silence. No attacks, no counter leaks, no emotional interviews, just work, just appearances, just composure. That silence is what allegedly infuriates Meghan the most, because you cannot fight people who refuse to enter the battlefield with you. And then came the final humiliation, according to royal commentators watching this unfold. During Catherine's final Italy appearance, crowds reportedly began chanting her name so loudly that several broadcasters compared the atmosphere to peak Diana energy. That comparison exploded globally within hours. TikTok clips went viral. Fashion pages reposted them non-stop. Celebrity commentators suddenly started asking if Catherine had officially become the monarchy's biggest global asset. At that exact moment, Meghan was reportedly still battling negative headlines connected to brand struggles, Hollywood rejection rumors, and growing criticism over image obsession. The contrast became devastating. One woman looked like she was naturally growing into history. The other allegedly looked like she was desperately trying to chase relevance before the spotlight moved on forever. And this is why insiders claim the fashion event situation hit Meghan so personally, because being excluded from elite fashion circles is not really about one party or one runway. It signals something much darker in celebrity culture. It signals declining influence, shrinking protection, fading priority. Hollywood forgives scandals. It forgives arrogance. It even forgives failure sometimes. But what it never forgives is desperation. Meanwhile, Catherine never asked for any of this attention. That is precisely why she keeps receiving more of it. She spent 20 years surviving humiliation, stalking photographers, cruel headlines, conspiracy theories, illness rumors, cancer battles, and global pressure without turning herself into a non-stop performance piece. And now the world is rewarding that restraint all at once.